Like,
All right.
Yeah,
Suppose that for budget planning purposes, case remember, this is a continuation of the problem that we started that Friday. Dear goodness. The city needs a better estimate of the mean daily income from parking fees. Someone suggests that the city use its data to create a 95% confidence interval instead of a 90% confidence interval first created. How would this interval be better for the city, and how would it be worse? Don't actually create the interval. Just talk about what would make it better and what would make it worse.
You're more confident, therefore it's better.
But what does that mean, though? Like, it's more confident. It makes, what happens to the interval?
It's larger.
Less smaller.
Okay, it's
If you're
wider,
more
so it's wider, so it's more likely to capture the actual value in there.
Capture the true proportion.
If I do that one more time, I might hit my head on the wall, but it just bleeds out.
Sorry.
That's not you. I mean, I prefer my sister alive, but please don't.
Okay, and then what's worse about it is that it's wider.
So it's
Better because of that, but it's also terrible because of that.
Well, it's good because you're more likely to capture it, but really they just need to come up with an entirely different set of data is really what it boils down
better
to.
because it's wider, but it's also not good because it's wider. Gosh, that's
Somebody's
so
walking so loud that it's
I know.
making noises, and I'm not.
It wasn't me shaking
I
the
know
letter.
these dummy bunnies away.
How could they achieve an interval estimate that would better serve the planning board? Like, what would need to happen to the sample size?
Bigger.
I'm still writing the first
It's always bigger. Sample bigger. More people. More people, the better.
Okay, so increase sample size
Oh.
by collecting data from more days.
I thought it said angry sample size.
Angry?
That's what I heard.
Okay, so each sample size is each day. Okay, so that's why we need to do it for more days, which gives us a bigger sample, and that will help.
I wonder if Mildred's watching these.
No, he's not.
Of course he isn't.
He said he would. I said, don't lie to me.
He's gonna.
He's lying.
You know what?
But there's no excuse because I sent them to him, so.
No excuse.
All right. Software analysis of the salaries of a random sample of 288 Nevada teachers produced the confidence interval shown below with 90% confidence. Okay, this is just telling you that the interval is from 38,944 to 42,893. That's all that that's saying. I know it's written weird. That's just another way that they'll write it, like in terms of the computer. Explain carefully what the software output means.
Would you like to carefully explain that to us?
Yeah, we're 90% confident.
Sarah, that was gross.
That the average teacher salary
But I love her.
in Nevada is between $38,944 and $42,893.
Oh my word, I put stupid dollar sign on the wrong
I
spot.
thought it said New Mexico, and I'm not sure why.
What did you think it said?
New Mexico.
Maddie, that's embarrassing for all of us.
How is it embarrassing
All
for
of
all
us.
of you?
I don't know.
It's
because
just
we're in the
embarrassing
past.
for her.
Okay, are we still, I mean, Mrs. Quinn, you're still good to do dress cadets after school today, right? Okay, because I actually brought one. I will try it on, and then I will go skedaddle and do whatever I can to make myself less stressed.
Okay,
I
can ask you
relate.
a question about that. So mine, I have
No.
like a dress at
No.
my house, and
Shut
I have
up, sorry.
another dress that's like being shipped, and it's not. It says it's due to come the 27th, but I'm gonna try the one I have at home on Friday. Is that okay?
That's fine. Yeah, and then if you need to bring the other one in,
Okay.
yeah. I mainly did it because I know there's people that are going to need their dress rechecked and they're going to wait till the last minute and then they're going to try to just show up in the dress that's not approved because that's just how it's going to be. So, yes, that's absolutely fine.
They'll get sent home, and that'll be
I
funny.
If I fall on you, Maddie, I'm sorry.
All right, so what is the margin of error for this interval? It's actually really easy. We take the top value minus the bottom value, all divided by 2.
Oh, I divided by 2. I don't care.
Because
I
it's
don't
just cut it in half.
care. Okay. Doesn't matter to me.
tomorrow, but
Okay, so you said top over bottom.
let me see.
Wait, top minus bottom. Okay, divided by 2.
Let me look for something really quick.
Yeah.
I couldn't do. Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm just trying to see.
Me.
Why is it divided by 2?
Does anyone
Cut it in
stressed
half.
out for this lab
Oh my
today?
gosh.
I'm a little stressed out for this lab.
I read it. It's actually
So
I'm
you
just,
can-
I'm
Here,
influenced
just
reading.
for the sake of time, I'm just gonna tell you what this
I
value
don't see
is.
that.
Okay, it's money, so 2 decimal places.
Guys, I think the stress.
Yeah, because some people still don't understand.
Money, money, money.
I think the stress eating might have made my stomach hurt.
Your midterm hurts too.
Maybe I should not have stressed eaten.
Do you have any of those Cheez-Its from like volleyball season or something? I don't even remember.
They're from basketball season.
Did I choose it? Yeah.
Also, if y'all want some cottontails, I also have those.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna try it.
They're
I'm
cheese balls.
stressed.
Yes, I love cheese balls. Give me cheese balls.
Yeah, please. I'm hearing.
Taylor, do you need some more cheese balls?
I'm hearing in my array of stuff I need to do. After stats class, I'm probably gonna wanna add workout to my list as well. Tonight.
Alright, everybody have this. I can
The only
move
other
forward.
I can't do any of the.
Hey, Brooke, make sure you hit done.
Oh yes,
Wait.
appreciate that.
I might be able to do Thursday afternoon. For dress check.
How is it gonna be Thursday afternoon?
When are you picking up your dress, Taylor?
Wednesday.
How can you have Thursday?
Wednesday afternoon.
But like what time?
Like, it's supposedly supposed to be right after school. But Mom said we'll try to move it up since I don't really have school. And I'm like,
Because I'm like, if you could come back, like, that's fine. I don't think Miss Greer would mind waiting either. But we'll see. I don't know. All right.
I'll talk to Mom today and see.
Consumer Reports tested 14 brands of vanilla yogurt and found the following number of calories per serving. Okay, so it's not like, oh, the top number goes with the bottom number. Okay, this is just a table of numbers. Okay, they all go together. So remember how the other day when I told you, like, we were choosing the statistics values? Okay, now you have the data values. Okay? So, check assumptions and conditions for inference. Be sure to plot your data in a histogram. Don't care about that. I hope you remember how to do that. Okay?
I hope you remember how to tell us how to do that.
Okay, you literally just put the data into a list and then you go and you draw your
Oh, yeah,
histogram
yeah,
for
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay?
Wait, what button do you push? We need for histogram, what buttons?
The stat plot button. All right, so create a 95% confidence interval for the average calorie content of vanilla yogurt. So what you need to do is you need to go to your list and put this data into a list. Okay, so remember that's second stat. Nope, just kidding. Yes, no. Stat,
List.
edit. I'm confused because there's a thing that says list. So type those numbers all in.
Wait, what?
Is that all one, like list one?
Yeah, that's all one list.
Okay.
How do you edit it? What the heck?
Hit the edit button.
Like, there's no edit. What the heck?
Hit stat and then hit edit.
Okay.
I said second stat
Okay.
because I was looking at the list button and then forgot
Thank
that's
you
not how you
very
did it.
much. Can you assume what I might have done?
Did exactly what I said.
Yeah. At least you know I was listening.
At least a part of it because then I corrected it.
Yeah, but usually I listen and then I'm like, oh my gosh.
Okay, make sure you have 14 numbers put in there so you didn't miss anything.
Why do they vary so much in calories?
I don't know.
I think that's weird.
Great question.
It's all like the same vanilla yogurt.
I don't remember how to.
Whoever's putting so much sugar in their vanilla yogurt, they're getting 230 calories is a little bit whacked out. Especially when you have 8.
But we also don't know if it's the same size container.
Then there is some obvious flaws in this test.
I didn't say there wasn't.
Now what do I do?
Hit second quit.
I'm second quitting.
All right. So now we're going to go, well, hold on. we're going to go use the TCDF thing again, okay? But I want to know what the numbers are for my X bar, my standard deviation. We know that N is 14, meaning how many degrees of freedom do I have?
13.
13
How'd you know that?
That's 1 minus.
and minus 1.
No, I was starting to feel powerful for a minute. How'd you know? I just.
All right, so you're going to go... Hold on. I don't want my feet in this thing again.
You don't know
It's
how
awkward.
I feel right now, so maybe don't look at me like that.
All right. So we're going to go to the TCDF again. So what was that? I don't even remember where that
Second
was.
bars and number 6.
Thank you. Wait a second. Not TCDF. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
I keep hitting the wrong button.
Is it 5 PDF? No, never mind.
What was the thing we were using the other day? Where is it?
I don't know, man.
Where'd it go?
Is it
What was the one we were using the other?
is it a T test?
Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Thank you, Maddie.
It's
I was like, where's the thing that I'm looking for? I knew it was number 8 and couldn't find it.
Yeah.
You're smart.
This is what happens when stress hits, right?
I am a stress ball.
So we the other day had stats.
But now we're in data because we have
T
the
interval.
Now we have data.
Wait,
So
I thought
notice
T interval.
Interval.
T interval.
We are?
T interval. Number 8. I knew we needed number 8 and it just wasn't showing up. T interval. Okay, data. List 1. Okay, wherever you put your list, that's where you need it. So hopefully you put it in 1. Frequency is going to be 1. Confidence interval or confidence level is 95. So 0.95. And then calculate.
Did we write down the interval?
Okay, it's going to give you your X bar, your standard deviation, and then the answer is going to be this interval that's here.
I'm pretending to be happy. That's all I can do now.
All right,
I'm
so
not sure. Mrs. Quinn, are you feeling stressed?
a little bit.
A little bit or like a lot of it?
Like a lot of it.
Okay, good.
I literally feel like I feel like I'm like getting ready for like my wedding again and having to like lesson plan like all at the same time. That's kind of where I'm at.
You know what I feel like? I feel like I'm working, schooling, and then losing my mind all at the same time.
I'm just expecting to not sleep a lot for the next like
I've also said
2.5
that
weeks.
tonight we're gonna at least stay up until 12 so I can get some of the homework done. And then we gotta wake up early for prayer because, you know, we need to start your day off with Jesus, because I thought that would help.
Yeah.
I'm a little bitter.
Well, it definitely did. Because I'm just imagining what today would have been if I didn't do that.
Okay, I think I'd be in tears. You're right.
I agree. It did help me today. The only
We
thing
should
is
bumper
when we do
one.
the popcorn prayer thing, and everybody goes first, I never know what to say, so I just don't say anything.
I told them, I said, I will not pray in a popcorn prayer. I will
I'm
not.
really
It
bad
makes
at
me uncomfortable because then I feel like, oh, I just said what they said.
Well, the awkward thing, well, I don't mind. Like, if they tell me, like, hey, you're going first and I'm going second, you're going third, I don't mind that. I'll do that all day.
Yeah.
But if they're like, oh, just jump in and pray. I had so many awkward moments in elementary school where I would do that and I would start praying the same time as somebody else. And so now I absolutely, like, it's like anxiety.
Right? I did
So,
that
like, I
too.
just won't.
I think it's
If I'm
really
not starting or ending, I'm not doing it.
These things were good.
I'd rather be told when I'm praying.
Me too.
Yeah.
If
I recommended that. We'll see if that happens.
when I
What?
just
That means I have to pray.
No, I'm saying, like, if you, like,
No,
ask
just,
people to,
like,
like,
raise
raise
your
their
hand.
hand that want
Can I
to.
raise my hand real fast? Can I maybe have one more of those Oreos?
I don't care.
Quite possibly a couple, because I...
All right. A diet guide claims that you will get 120 calories from a serving of vanilla yogurt.
that's a bad.
What does this evidence indicate? Use your confidence interval to test an appropriate hypothesis and state your conclusion.
I have no
Okay, well, first of all, is 120 degrees.
Freak out.
Is 120 calories in our interval.
No.
So, our interval does not contain 120 calories. So, it's not correct, first of all.
Nice.
We're not done. But it still wants us to test a hypothesis. So the hypothesis, what would my null be?
H-O, or 0, I don't remember what it was, is equal to 120.
Okay, is equal to 120. Okay, you can put, I don't care if you put units or not. Okay, so then our alternative would be what?
Greater. Right?
Well, look back at this. You
Lower.
have some that are less
Not equal
than,
to.
some that
Not
are greater than. Okay, so we would use not equal to. So it would be
Wait.
two-tailed, right?
Why is it mu instead of p?
It doesn't really matter,
Okay.
to be honest with you.
Okay. Yes, two tails.
It kind of gets used interchangeably.
Because there's two sides of the tail.
So,
That's true. Mu
based on the interval, above, okay,
Look at me, I'm not feeling them right now.
we reject the null hypothesis, okay, because the estimate is too low. Okay, for the reason of it's not in our interval.
That is true. It's
So we're rejecting because it's not in our interval. Basically. Okay, if they said 200 calories, okay, we would still reject because it's too high because it's not in the interval.
True.
Okay?
Yeah. I think these are my new favorite Oreo.
My knee just locked. I thought I was looking.
Are you popping and locking?
Just took the box.
Happens to me
Okay.
all the time.
Number 5.
Alright, so we have this one's gonna be all I think done by hand. Yeah, it's gonna have to be done by hand, I think. Alright, a company claims its program will allow your computer to download a movie quickly. I've never had that happen. We'll test the free evaluation copy by downloading a movie several times, hoping to estimate the mean download time with a margin of error of only 8 minutes.
How would I sit around downloading a movie?
We think the standard deviation of download times is about 10 minutes. How many trial downloads must we run if we want a 95% confidence in our estimate with a margin of error of only 8 minutes?
Oh my word. Why? Why do we
Okay,
care
now
about
in
it?
your notes that I gave you, that packet,
Uh-huh.
I think in theory, there should be some kind of a formula for that. Maybe not. Yes, there is. On the
Not
last
connected that
page,
way.
I gave you the formula ME equals T star for n minus 1 times S over the square root of n. Okay. If we don't know n, which at the moment we don't, okay, we are going to, okay, from what the notes say, okay, it says that we are going to estimate T star with the corresponding Z value. So we are going to, I'm going to make this note over here, start with T star equal to Z star. For 95% confidence, what is our Z value?
95, 1.96.
Okay, 1.96. Okay, and then we will revise it for the T star for the degrees of freedom appropriate once we estimate n.
What does degrees of freedom mean? Like, I never asked that.
Degrees of freedom. It's just like it's
How much
just
freedom you have.
the number of like trials that you run minus 1 so that you can see like how many times you like ran it, I guess. Like I don't really know how to explain it very well.
I'm ready
But
to like.
I'm ready to be done with stories.
I'm ready to come home and never come back. If you don't see me tomorrow, then you just know I'm not coming back.
Whose idea was it to take stats? Was it yours or mine?
I don't know. Whoever it was dumb.
You should have done pre-cal. It's so much more straightforward.
No, I still didn't want to do pre-cal.
all right, so we are going to take this formula, okay, and we're going to plug in the values that we're given with T star being this 1.96 so that we can solve
The
for
T star
n.
and Z star are the same.
For right now.
No.
Okay, we can use it to estimate, but when we actually go to solve the problem, we need the T value that goes with the appropriate. Because we don't know what n is, so we don't know what degrees of
Oh,
freedom,
like
so
on
we
a
don't know what
T-chart?
value to look at. Yes, you'll need your T chart.
Oh no. I don't know where I went.
Okay, so margin of error is 8 minutes. So 8 is equal to, we're using, remember, Z star for T star right now. So 1.96 times a standard deviation of 10 minutes. So 10 over the square root of n.
I found it. 10 over the square root of
That's
n.
a lot of notes we got.
Okay, so to solve for this, okay, I'm going to divide by 1.96. Technically also dividing by 10. So that's going to be 8 over 1.96, which is also, also over 10, is equal to 1 over the square root of n.
Equal to the 1 over the square root of n, because I totally understand that.
So then you square both
I just
sides.
divided both things because they were being multiplied.
So then do you do the thing where you put the 2?
Well, so what I'm going to do, okay, if you have two fractions that are equal to each other, okay, I need to solve for what's on the bottom. You can flip both of them, and as long as you flip both of them, it's fine. So I'm going to move this up on the bottom to the top and top to the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to get, because I want my n on the left, because I just like my variables on the left, I'm going to do this. Why did I just do that? Hello. Square root of n equals 1.96 times 10 over 8. Okay, then now I can square both sides. So n equals 1.96 times 10 over 8, and then that whole thing gets squared. So you can find that value. If you want to just trust me, that's fine. N is equal to 6, okay? And you're going to round like normal rounding rules to the nearest whole number because n is the number of trials, okay? So I don't remember if it was something that was rounded up. I don't think it came out even.
And you can't have like 6.2 trials.
Right. So you would round it to the nearest trial, okay? So then how many degrees of freedom does that mean I have? 5.
Okay, so if it was like 6.8, would it still be 6 or would it round up?
We'd round up to 7.
I am running out of
So follow normal rounding
Okay, I
rules.
remember there was something with the T chart.
So when we,
Or
yeah,
just
so
like-
if it was, so like that was when we had like 100s on the T chart and like 140, but we had the number like 120, so we always are going to round down on the T chart.
Yeah, so then we'd go to 100 if we didn't have
Yeah, I don't know if I brought my T chart over here.
Mine's in my backpack.
Oh, just kidding, I have
I
it.
have it right
Yeah,
here.
it was like 102, and we were like, oh no, is it gonna go to 120?
All right, so now I'm using the exact same formula, okay? But, this one. But I'm now using my T star value, so I have to get that from my T table.
So I estimated. Just go
We
back.
estimated our N value so that we can actually find what our T value is because it wasn't told to us,
That's fun.
okay? So we still are going to have, using this formula, 8 is equal to, we need to figure out what that value is for T star, and then 10 over the square root of N. Or, well, actually, we know, well, we know what N is now.
Oh yeah. 10 over.
I don't know why I was going to do that. We know what N is now.
Okay, now what's the other number that's supposed to go there? Blank.
Or wait a second. Never mind. Scratch that. We're trying. What are we trying to find? Hello.
Sad.
How many trial downloads must we run if we want a 95% confidence to estimate? So we are still finding N. Sorry, guys. I should actually read the problem before I just say things. Okay. So we are still trying to find N because that's what it wants to know. It wants to know how many trial downloads that we need to do for 95% confident with margin of error of 8 minutes. We had to figure out what N could be because we didn't have any information initially, so that's why we solved for it, and now we're going to use basically the same formula. So if you're confident that this formula is right, then all you have to do is replace this 1.96 with your new T value.
Sure, I'm confident.
So what would your new T value be?
Off the
Well,
tee.
so off the T table, so we're doing 95% confidence, so we're doing the two-tail probability of 0.05.
And
Okay,
now we know
so on the top, your 0.05, your degrees of freedom was 5, so you're going to go to 5,
2.57.
and so 2.571. So just going to write this here so we see where that's coming from. So at this point, like I said, if you were sure that you're in, I mean, if you weren't sure, then you probably should go back and redo it. Don't like do the math two different ways because then I'll laugh if one of them's wrong. But I can take this formula, the N equals all this stuff, okay? The 1.96 is just getting replaced with 2.571, okay, times 10 all over 8, and then that whole thing being squared, okay? Because I'm solving for the exact same thing. I'm just doing it a little bit different because I'm using the T value now. Then-
no trusted teacher, what does that equal?
Huh?
What does that equal?
Well, it equals 10.3, and actually I did make a note. Hello, if I can read again. We're going to always round up on number of trials. So if it was 6.2, go ahead and round up. So with this one, it's 10.3, so round up to 11.
Okay,
So always round up.
Always round up with number of trials because
Why, there's such a significant difference. 6 and 10 is 11 is so different.
it's what we're looking, it's a matter of what you were looking for. We just needed to use that to estimate. If they wanted to be super exact, they're going to need to tell us a number, but
Okay, because you can't. If you're doing number of trials,
So
you have
I'm
like
gonna-
6.2.
I'm
Would you
hearing I
round
should
it to 7?
Click done now.
yeah, 6.2 would round up to 7.
Okay, so that would be like.
So this was probably 5 point something that rounded up to 6.
So even if it were like 5.1, you'd round it to 6. Okay.
Because you have to have that extra trial in there because it was over. And I wasn't thinking about that when I was trying to answer the question earlier. Because again, if I could have just read my paper, I have it written down.
Guys, I feel like we should give Melcher a
That's how
code
today's
word from the videos and ask him the code word when he comes back. And we know if he watched it.
That'd be so wrong. 'Cause
Or
he
we
would-
could just have a quiz the day he comes back and he just...
Does that mean that then it would be your
That sounds sad too.
DF would be?
That's sad for us. The other one's not sad for us. I'm just.
Would your distance? No. Something free. What does DF mean again?
Degrees of freedom.
Okay. Would your degrees of freedom then be 10?
For that, yes.
We have episode 6. Wait, example 6.
Episode 6.
Stop.
What the heck?
I need.
Star Wars?
I need mental help now.
All right, we're going to get through this last one so that we're done with this chapter because that would just be amazing. Okay.
Let's go team. Fast.
In 2004, a team of researchers published a study of contaminants in farmed salmon.
Ew.
Fish from many sources were analyzed for 14 organic contaminants. The study expressed concerns about the level of contaminants found. One of those was the insecticide Meyer, which has been shown to be carcinogen and is suspected to be toxic to the liver, kidneys, and endocrine system. One farm in particular produced salmon with very high levels of Murex. I guess is what it's actually supposed to be. I don't really know. Whatever. After those outliers were removed, summaries for the Murex concentrations in parts per million in the rest of the farm salmon are... Okay, so they give you all that information. So what does a 95% confidence interval say about that? Okay.
Stat. Tests.
So
Number 8. You are going to do stats instead of data. When you
we're...
plug in the interval.
We don't...
You
No.
don't have to do that.
We're finding the interval this time.
Yeah. So T interval.
Yes. Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Wow. We're struggling.
I
all
can't.
Of us.
I just... Okay.
X, X bar is wide, right?
Yes. This is supposed to be... It doesn't always translate when I put them into Google Classroom or Google Drive, whatever. It's supposed to be a Y bar is what's written there.
Standard deviation.
Okay, so yes.
I got it.
I got nothing.
So T interval. We need to go back to stats.
Oh, God.
Okay, so X bar is 0.0913. Standard deviation 0.045 or 495. See guys, I really can't read. N is 150, confidence level 95. I'm gonna just write down what I
feel
put
like my
in
oxygen
because
is not working.
So 0.08331. I just write the whole thing when it's that short. Wait.
I'm just writing what. No, I'm just writing.
I was like, why did we get something totally different?
So then I am 95% confident
Oh man, I want to say 4.
that
Is it 95? Oh, never mind. I wrote 90% for some reason.
salmon contain 0.083 to 0.099 ppm of
What is
Murex parts per million or whatever that this thingy says in parentheses
Oh.
on average. Researchers purchased whole farm salmon from 51 farms in the 8 regions in 6 countries. The histogram shows the concentrations of the insecticide Merix in 150 farm salmon. Are the assumptions and conditions for inference satisfied?
Yes.
Yes.
Check. Wow, you just ran it all up. I'm doing check mark.
All right, last thing, okay? This is going to actually be a T test. As a safety recommendation to recreational fishers, the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, recommended screening value for Merix is 0.08 ppm. Are farm salmon contaminated beyond the level permitted by the EPA? Perform a hypothesis test. So, what is my null hypothesis?
Equals 0.08.
Okay, so null is that mu is equal to 0.08. Alternative.
Greater than.
Not equal to.
Greater than.
I knew that's what the
Okay, because we only care if it's higher.
That is true.
Okay, which this is implying that it's unsafe.
Oh.
Okay.
Unsafe /
Don't eat any more salmon, guys.
You will die. Okay. Let us do the T test. We're all so happy.
You sound a little bit demented right now.
Stress is not a thing.
So it's stats, though.
Yes.
And then it would be 0.08.
What is the mu? Wait,
So
what is X
are
bar?
we solving for T?
Something ain't right here. Ah! What is X bar?
Oh my gosh, Brooke, it's the same ones from up there.
Oh, it's the same.
Yeah, it should have convert already.
Mine converted.
Yeah, but
Oh, yeah, it did. That's why I was sitting here looking. I was like, where did these numbers come from? I was like, oh,
no,
duh,
no,
it came
no,
from
no,
the
why are we
problem.
quitting? No. What is?
So what number
So,
are we
hold
doing?
on. I'm going to write down what's going in here. So, you go to, I'm just going to write this because I don't remember if we've actually done
No,
this one.
yeah, I can't
Stat,
quit.
test, and then t-test. So then what's going into the t-test is 0.08, 0.0913, 0.0495, 150, and then greater than, and then we're going to calculate it.
And then are you looking at T? Because I got 2.795.
So that is our t value, but I care about the p value because I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to reject or not.
0.0029.
So t was 2.796.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
it's unsafe because the value is too low, so you reject the null hypothesis.
Same.
Okay, yes.
Don't
So
eat salmon. Die.
p was equal to 0.003, which is less than our alpha of 0.05. Okay, and so like she said, I reject the null hypothesis, meaning that there is enough evidence to suggest the farmer's salmon is unsafe to eat.
Oh no.
Okay.